Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today on the Butterfly Transformations channel. You're with Tanisha Ali. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you haven't liked, shared, or kind of give me a cyber call out by making a comment, letting me know that you're out there, make sure you do so today. I'm glad to have you here on the channel. I wear many hats. I'm not only a life coach and spiritual mentor, but I'm also a Reiki healer, tarot reader, motivational speaker, and author as well. I love every day I wake up. I love everything that I do. And it, to me, is part of my purpose here on the planet to help other people to develop clarity, to up-level their mindset, to heal and clear energetic blockages and manifest the glory of God that is within them. If you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, please feel free to do so. You can get it on Amazon. Today I wanted to talk about the power of negative thinking and how it can sabotage your life, and why on your spiritual journey it is so important to fight the good fight, to wage your inner warfare or your spiritual warfare, your battle against negative thinking. Negative thinking oftentimes is perpetuated by the enemy within. That part of ourselves that we have to purge, that we have to clear, that we have to release. It is, in fact, a full-time, daily something that you have to be really vigilant with. It is never fully, ever put out of its misery. It is something that you have to actively engage within yourself on a regular basis in terms of becoming more conscientious, more conscious, and more mindful about what is circulating on autopilot in your mind. Everything is energy, right? Our thoughts are energy. Our emotions are energy. Our bodies are full of just one mass of vibrational consciousness, giving off energetic information, vibrations, and so forth. So every single thing that we come into contact with in our journey here on this beautiful planet of a place called Earth is something that we have to take full responsibility for. If you don't manage your thoughts, then your thoughts will manage you. Right? So you have to put systems in place. Why? Because people don't manage their thoughts. Okay, our systems, the systems that we put into place in our lives help us to course correct, help us to make adjustments so that we can stay in certain vibrational frequencies and enjoy certain types of experiences. So we have to make sure that we're mindful and conscientious in every moment. We have to make sure that the people that we spend time around have a certain baseline vibrational frequency. Otherwise, if they're down here and we're up there, we can easily entrain to their vibration if their vibration is more intense than ours. It doesn't just matter yours is higher. Yours has to be more intense and higher in order to protect you from entraining to their frequency. So it's important to understand everything that goes into helping you to keep a baseline vibratory frequency that's going to help you have the quality of life that you want to have. And one of the most important things that I'm dialoguing about today has to do with your thinking, how you think, what you think, what it is and who it is that you engage with, and how they think and how that affects you. When we talk about negative thinking, ladies and gentlemen, it ranges the gambit from boredom to anger to fear. It can be thoughts of self-sabotage. It can be anger. It can be resentment. It can be worry. It can be hatred. It can be any type of emotion, complaining, or any type of thought mentality, victimhood, that places you lower than where you're supposed to be in terms of who you are as a divine being. How do you tap into your divinity and live the life that God has promised you, that is across the road on the other side of the river? How do you get there if you can't manage your thoughts? It's kind of like saying the person who can't control their hand to their mouth, how do they lose weight? I don't care how much exercise you do. Until we can control our hand to our mouth, me included, we can't control our weight. So until you can control and begin to manage, let's say manage, until you can begin to more effectively manage the quality of your thoughts, there's no way under the sun you can live your best life. It's the two don't go together. They can't occupy the same space. So when we talk about negative thinking, we're talking about the quality of what you allow yourself to entertain on a daily basis in any given moment that either moves your life forward and causes you to feel good, allows you to feel victorious, or disempowers you, puts you in a victim mindset, causes you to complain, and causes your emotions to drop and drains your energy. We're not just talking about positive thinking. We're talking about a state of being. This is something that doesn't happen overnight. Ask yourself, on the majority of days in a week, how do you normally feel? If you feel tired, if you feel drained, if you feel discombobulated, if you're dealing with brain fog, if you feel negative, if you feel depressed, if you suffer from a lot of anxiety, if you don't wake up with a smile on your face ready to greet the world asking, what can I create today? Or what is it that I need to move out of my life so that I can create today? If you don't wake up feeling your goddess energy or your God energy, then the way you think and what that thinking is producing within your human energy field is problematic, and you need to start taking stock of it. So how do you start taking stock of it? You start slowing down. You start becoming more aware of yourself in each and every moment. If you can't do it in each and every moment, then you start out with doing it a couple of times during the day. You check in with yourself. You see how you feel. Okay, you're not feeling 100%. You ask yourself, okay, what am I thinking? What are the thoughts that are on autopilot in my mind that are not serving me right now? What is it that I thought about that caused me to feel this tension in my shoulders, or caused my heart to race, or caused my stomach to feel of butterflies? What is it that's increasing this worry, this concern? What is it that I'm angry about? And you deal with that. You have to begin to root out the falsehood that is after your own personal truth, that everything is always working out for you in every moment, in every possible way, exactly the way it's supposed to. Everything is always working out for you in every moment, in every possible way, exactly the way it's supposed to, which means there is a divine unfolding that you are a part of, which means instead of resisting life, move with life. Don't fight life circumstances. Don't fight people. And until and unless you have to put something in its proper place, and you have to be in your power for that, for whatever the reason is, look at ways to flow around the obstacles in your life. Look at life as an adventure. Look at life as a gift that you have been given. If it means you have to sit up every morning and engage an attitude of gratitude, which people may get tired of hearing about because they don't really understand what happens when you consistently engage an attitude of gratitude and you show appreciation and thanks for all of the wonderful gifts that are in your life. What happens when you have a negative mindset is your reality contracts, which means you can't see the infinity of possibilities or creative solutions that spontaneously emerge when you're in a high vibrational place. This is how people who are in high vibrational places experience an entirely different reality than someone who's in another space. You've heard before how two people can have the same experience and have an entirely different take, or two people can hear something and they can experience whatever they heard entirely different, and then when it comes time to replicate or duplicate what they heard, you hear opposing stories, right? That's how life is. The higher your vibrational frequency is, the more opportunities and creative solutions flow into your life. Why? Because they're always flowing. God, life force energy, the divine does not slumber. The divine does not slumber. The divine does not sleep. Constantly, mercy and grace are flowing into your life. If you are not receiving that mercy and grace, then you are in a contracted mindset. And when you're in a contracted mindset, God's grace, whatever you want to call it, source's grace, it can't reach you, baby. So you have to clear the gunk. As I was talking about on yesterday's video, a lot of people's lives are like a clogged pipe and they got to go in with that snake. What is that other tool with the motor? I used to have a lot of clogged pipes and stuff back in the day, so I'm familiar with this. I had to go through there with that thing. I can't think of the name of it, and cut it on, and it just starts trying to clear out the main drain, right? But if not, if it's your toilet, then you use the little snake thing, right? You got to go in there and pull that stuff out so the water can flow. You got to go in and do the inner work so that the life force energy can flow and bring you access or give you access to the level of beauty and bliss, inner joy and sanctuary, ultimate contentment that you deserve. That's why you came here. You came here to have a beautiful experience. The life in this third dimensional reality where we can have a physical existence and experience human love, and we can experience also pain. We choose to suffer. We can experience all these things, these range of experiences that we have. We got to start shifting our paradigm about what this is about. You have to understand and you have to remind yourself of this, that life is an adventure. You're like the protagonist in a video game or in a story. You're here to have an experience and to have a good time and to overcome obstacles and to learn things and to figure out the objective, just like when you play Monopoly or any other game. So as you see these challenges coming towards you, whether they are financial challenges and your ability to manifest the level of income you want, whether they are karmic relationships and your ability to see through the lies that come through represented in other people, whether they are mindset issues, whatever it is that obscures what the quality of your experience should be, you're here to overcome that and to become the victor. It's that simple. So monitoring your thoughts is just one area that you have to begin to tackle, but I can guarantee you that it's the 20% that is the cause of 80% of how you experience life. When you start to address the things that you think about on a day-to-day basis, and you start to hold yourself accountable for going into your beautiful garden and pulling out them damn weeds that are always going to constantly be growing up and trying to sabotage and suck the life out of the beautiful flowers in your garden. When you start to realize that that's what it's all about, and when you start to do that mindfully on a more conscious level, that's when life starts to get good. Why? Because we're a huge energy field and we have to address those things that lower our vibratory frequency, right? Things like not taking care of our body, things like not taking care of our health, things like keeping energy vampires in our lives, things like not giving ourselves enough time to balance and find sanctuary within, meditation, solitude, things like keeping disruptive influences in your world, things like going to a job that you hate, things like coming home to a home that you don't feel comfortable in, things like being in environments and around people doing things that are draining your life force energy. You have to root those things out of your life to the extent possible. And because you are the co-creator of your reality, who better to do that than you? So what does this mean? This means that to have a quality of life and have access to certain experiences that are at a higher vibrational level where the magic of life truly is, you have to work to rid yourself of the debris that weighs you down. Okay? Otherwise, you end up being down pretty low on the totem pole, right? And what's down here at the lower levels or the lower echelon are people who struggle in life, people who see life as very difficult, people who, because they see it that way, their world contracts and their brain serves as a filter to bring them, and their subconscious to bring them more of those same experiences that they can confirm, affirm, and identify with, right? So the reality of someone at a concrete level of living or at a third dimensional consciousness or reality is going to be very different than someone who's at a fourth, fifth, or even higher dimensional reality and experience. That those people will experience what most people would consider an altered state of reality. And it's all because of the way that they have chosen to not only see life, but to participate in and engage with life. This is a choice that we make in each and every moment. Do we go down the road of love and peace? And do we raise our vibration? And do we add to the vibrational frequency of the people around us? Or do we allow ourselves to be incited and pulled down and dragged into the abyss of dismal darkness of those energies that are around us? Or do we function in a place where we victimize ourselves through a victim mentality and we see everything as happening to us and not happening because of us? Which is down here, happening to you and not happening because of you, versus up here, not happening to you but happening through you. You want life to happen through you. You don't want to be in resistance to life. You want to wake up every day and realize, hell, it's quite a blessing for me to be here. I'm glad to participate in this adventure. Okay, divine, what do you have for me today? What am I supposed to be doing today? Who am I going to meet today? Who am I going to hear from today? Who am I going to fall in love with today? Who am I going to be victorious over today? Where am I going to move today? What flowers am I going to plant in my own personal garden today? How am I going to honor myself? How will I worship you and show gratitude for all of the beautiful gifts that you've given me? That's the state of mind that you want to be in. But it's a choice. But you know what the beauty is of the mercy that is ever flowing towards us from the Creator every day? Is that in each and every moment you can make a difference. You can make a difference in this moment today. It doesn't take a lifetime of planning. You can decide today, in this moment, how do I feel and what do I have to be grateful for in this moment? Whatever is not within your control, let it go. Function with what you do have to work with and trust that the divine and the team of the divine will bring in everything else that you need. You needn't worry. Turn your problems over to God and just be grateful. I'm telling you, this is one of the major secrets of life. When I figured this out, Team Butterfly, I went from daily anxiety for decades, for over 20 years, daily anxiety and chronic insomnia, to the life that I have today. Okay? And trust me, some of my biggest issues today, I would have prayed to have those issues a decade ago, or 7, 8, 9 years ago. But it came from a choice that I made. And I started asking myself, what do I need to take out of my life? Number one, to make me happier. Number two, or more in alignment. Number two, what is it that I need to take responsibility for as it relates to affirming truth? Affirming truth. Affirming the truth of the nature of reality, which is that I'm in charge. I'm the master of my fate, right? I get to decide. I get to choose. I get to say yes. I get to open up the floodgates. I get to close things down. I get to be bitter. I get to be in a state of victimhood, blaming everybody else. I get to be in a place of fear, not letting people in, not wanting to love. All of these things that just go on and on and on, depending upon your particular situation. So you have to start rooting out the falsehoods. You were put in a Garden of Eden of sorts to have a certain quality of life, and once you learn how it works and how the universe operates, then you can live that quality of life, and you can begin to ascend to even greater levels. Obviously, at each level, there are new lessons that you have to learn, and there are new barriers that you have to break through to see the even greater vastness that is here for you as your garden of play. But the point is, you get to decide the quality of life you have. So ask yourself, what thoughts, what negative thoughts am I saying? Am I hearing myself say to myself on a regular basis? Choose 3, 4 things that you find yourself saying all the time. You can't address all of it at one time. Life is in stages, right? So you break things down into bite-sized pieces and you tackle each of those depending upon where you are and how much progress you're making, right? Then you get to a point where as you tackle more and more of them, you eventually knock down the entire edifice and it becomes easier so that when the little things spring up, you get them out of the way real quick, right? So what it is it's about belief. It is about what you consciously entertain on a regular basis that becomes a part of your subconscious, which operates on autopilot and really is that entity or that thing that is responsible for governing your entire reality. So each time you get upset, each time you feel mad, each time you want to blame somebody, each time you feel disempowered, each time somebody else takes your power because you gave it away through emotion, you let somebody come in and you let them steal all your power by making you angry or making you upset or causing you to react, and they ran off with your power feeling good because that's what they like to do, and you're left with the residue. So it's about taking charge of yourself, being accountable to yourself for your reactions and the way in which you engage life. It's about no more looking for a scapegoat. It's about eliminating energies in your life that compromise your ability to do this. But it's also about understanding that we live in a world where we are not alone and we cannot live in isolation, and we have to learn to deal with those things, those people, those situation events that actually challenge us because they help us get to the next level. So pick out those 3 thoughts that you have on a regular basis that are sabotaging the crap out of you. Start to pay attention and become more mindful of when you're saying these things. And when you become more mindful of when you're saying these things and you acknowledge them, don't just let them go. Engage them. Ask yourself, what is this really about? Is this really true? Turn it on its backside and decide to replace that thought with something else that feels better, because it's the thought energy that either energizes you or makes you feel wiped out, drained, low vibrational. And then when you begin to feel that way, as I mentioned, you begin to attract more things into your life that resonate at that same level. If you are a low quality individual with low quality thoughts, you're going to have other low quality people with low quality thoughts in your life. There's no other way that it can operate. As you level up, so do the people in your life level up, and your thoughts have to have leveled up as well. So if you have benefited at all from anything that I said to you today, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you're struggling with. What kind of videos would you like to see? If you're interested in learning how to tarot read, click in the information in the description. Join one of my tarot classes. If you're interested in Patreon and traveling the spiritual frequency and getting more exclusive content, make sure you sign up. That information is in the description. If you're interested in some healing work, you can also contact me. Again, make sure you purchase this book. This is a wonderful companion for you as you progress towards your greater self. It's a collection of self-coaching and daily mindset reflections that help you keep your life on track, and for some people help you get your life on track. I still use this in my life. Sometimes I'll read a page and I'll be like, did you write that? Is that what I need to do today? Okay. So we need reminders. We need tools. We need things that we can rely on that speak to our soul, that are sincerely created with the purpose of helping us to remember the vision of who we truly are. So I'm Tanisha Ali. I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful, productive, and prosperous day. I'll see you for the next video.